All right, what's going on? Here we are, the grand finale. We are going to award the big prize, I got Dan the man with me. We've gone over the comments. We're broadcasting to you live from the Boston Pizza parking lot. That is how classy we are, true pump guys. We got quite the ambience in the background. We got sponges, we got hopper oil, some tie downs. It's great. So what we've got here, I've come up with...
You've got a GoPro sponge.
Oh, yeah, and a GoPro sponge. The one we named Emma. Can you still see that? Where's the... Oh, yeah. There she is. Emma's been had a couple cameos in some videos of mine and probably will reappear in a future video too. So very well equipped here. So we've gone through all the comments. We've got 8 comments here, and I think as we discuss them, what I'll do is I'll put them up as screenshots, I think would be the best way to do this. So we'll start with comment 1. Dan, get your phone out. Is there anything you want to say?
Before we get started here, I'm just going to pull these out quick. Somebody sent us some stickers.
Oh, Dan's got viewer mail. Letters. He's got letters. How's that song go?
Here we go. I'm not yelling. I'm a concrete finisher. That's how we talk. One for you.
My hard hat is looking a little bit plain these days, so this will be great.
Western Ready Mix.
Then where are they out of? Western Ready Mix.
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan, Canada. Is that considered the prairies? I think it is the prairies, right?
Oh, definitely.
It's definitely the prairies.
Western Ready
and who are
Mix
those from again?
Woodsy.
Woodsy. Thanks, Woodsy. Woodsy's hooking us up with some decals, or as they call them south of the border to us, some decals. We are all juiced up with decals.
Yeah,
I think I've communicated with him quite a bit too. Actually, I know I have on Instagram. Super good guy. I think his dad actually drives or drove for one of our local ready mix suppliers actually too.
Yeah. Anyway, there we go.
All right. So speaking of decals, how we're going to do this? So we've picked 8 comments. Dan and I are going to go over them on my phone here. On Dan's phone, we'll talk about them. For each person, we figured the only fair way to do this, because Dan and I will never come to an agreement on this. It's just you know, two different mindsets here. You know, he's a little bit older than me, I'm a little bit younger, a little different way of looking at things. Mostly I'm right, he's probably wrong. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put each person's name, which you've already done, on the back of a decal. We're gonna put 8 decals in a hat, in my Concrete Pumping Services hat. Thank you, Caleb from Concrete Pumping Services, another YouTube channel to be checked out, one of my favorites. Him and Money Feed are my 2 favorites. And Dan is gonna put his hand in there and pull one out, and that's who's gonna win the model. So first we'll talk about the comments. I'll just read them off my phone here, and I'll throw these up as screenshots while we read. I'll figure out how to do this. So first comment, Randy Anderson. And Randy Anderson's got some good ones. He says, the best comment I can say is nothing tops being safe, having a routine and exit plan, sticking with it, even if you have to start over, if someone distracts you. That's one thing that's helped me over the 8 years I've been operating a pump. So yeah, that's actually a really, really good comment. What do you have to say to that, Dan?
That is a very true statement. My favorite comments, just to give you guys a heads up, are the ones that talk about having a routine. So that automatically went to the top of my list.
I would 100% agree with that too. I would add to that, as well as having a routine though, is being able to situationally deviate from it if you have to, absolutely have to, because you do have to be versatile to a point. But for the most part, absolutely, especially guys starting out, 100%. I think as you further yourself in your career and get more comfortable and competent, there's times where maybe you have to be adaptable. Deviate's the wrong word. Adapt.
I think that you can have, maybe the way I would put it is, you'd have key steps that you don't deviate from, and then how you get between those steps, there can be room for deviation.
That is an excellent point. Yeah, Dan, I couldn't have said it better myself. Excellent. Okay, so comment number 2, Nathan Krelich 844. Sorry, I'm probably not pronouncing that right. It's a YouTube username. You want to read this one, Dan?
Sure. As a pump operator, the most important thing I tell any new guy, routine. Make a routine, stick to it. Do it every day, same order, and never let anyone distract you when you're doing crucial steps. Number 2, has to be standing your ground. Never let anyone push you to do something you're not 100% sure is safe. At the end of the day, the safety of the machine and the crew is in your hands. Whatever you decide as an operator, is what goes. End of period, end of story. Along those lines, never let anyone rush you. Rushing is when you make the most mistakes. Complacency is a killer. Two very true statements at the end of that also.
Yeah, no, that is a very good comment, which nails on several key points. But yeah, I think especially when you're a newer operator, guys can kind of read that on site, and they might try and push you around or take advantage of that. So extremely important to stand your ground. Nothing is worth compromising safety over. I think if you talk to any operator that's had a safety incident, to look back on it, they would 1000% tell you they would probably never do it again and learn from it. So I've myself have been there. So listen to us. Don't learn it for yourself the hard way.
I agree. I've made enough mistakes. Learn from my mistakes.
That's really why we started the YouTube channel, was so that people didn't have to go through all the crap that Dan and I did. So listen to us for the most part.
YouTube wasn't around when I started.
No, it certainly was not. It certainly was not. They had a couple web forums, so that was about it. Okay, the next comment I will read. Every day is a school day. There is always something new to learn. Don't let yourself get in the mindset of thinking you know everything, as you will lose interest and let mistakes creep in, which can and will lead to accidents/fatalities. That's so true. I've seen so many operators that learned really quick, started out very promising, and then also very quickly thought that they knew everything and had nothing more to learn. And that was kind of the beginning of the downward spiral of them as a safe pump operator, in my opinion. Dan, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I would totally agree to that. I mean, you look at, even on this YouTube channel, since Scott started, I mean, look what he's all learned. He's learned water wash. He's learned numerous different things.
It's actually true.
I
never thought I've actually learned a lot from the commenters. A lot of stuff that I never would have tried or thought possible. Oh, somebody's wrecking our video. That's over at the Walmart there. We're in a bit of a rough neighborhood. I think we got a break-in going on. The next thing will be police sirens.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we're gonna carry on here. We'll pursue review. Oh, they got it. Okay, so here's a really good one. Travis O'Brien. My advice for new operators: be on time, be respectful to your customers and ready mix drivers. Always try to set the pump up for 2 trucks when possible. So important on a commercial site. That's huge. And check placement of outriggers for stable condition, and always treat your equipment with respect. A clean pump is a happy pump. It shows how much pride you take in your job, and your boss will appreciate you a lot. I know there's a lot more to say, but I got to get up at 3 a.m. Better go to bed now. This guy's a real pumper. He's the real deal. Yeah, that is amazing and so true as well. Respectful to the customers. I always say the pump operator is the best salesman. I would take a top-notch pump operator and a 30-year-old machine versus a brand new machine and a mediocre pump operator any single day of the week. Dan, what do you think?
That's a lot of truth to that statement. There's an old pump operator who knows what he's doing is gonna be able to get the job done.
Agreed. So the next one, and this is Dan. I like this one too. Dan really likes this one. This is actually one of the first comments he brought to my attention.
Oh, this is
who is it again?
This is Randy again.
Randy got 2. Randy is that good. Randy makes a lot of good comments to the page, so he got 2. That's not against the rules. You can have a double entry.
So, the object of being an operator is to make everyone's life easier. Always thinking of everyone else to make stuff work out better. That's what I keep telling guys that I train too. Your job as a pump operator is to make their life easier. If you're not making their life easier by having a pump there, you're not doing your job. Yeah, no, it's so true. Absolutely. We have so much influence on a pour between having a good operator and a bad operator, an operator that just kind of is complacent and does the basics versus somebody that's kind of proactive and goes the extra mile. A pump operator, to an extent, really can quarterback a pour within reason and really make a placer finisher's life easier too, in my opinion. Yeah. Placer finishers obviously are extremely important as well, and I've got all the respect in the world for them too, so I'm not trying to take anything away from them whatsoever. All that being said, though, you have to not take shortcuts on safety when you do make somebody's life easier.
Yeah, very well said. So yeah, pump operators, placers, mixer drivers work together, makes for a better day, better final product for everybody. Okay, the next one here. Oh, this is the one. This was actually my absolute favorite. This one struck me right away because I honestly feel like it actually made me reflect a little bit. This is from New Realm 9187. He says, I don't strive for the perfect job. I only strive to make sure any way I can that we all get home safely. I like that one. Now, you could say and should say that the perfect job is a safe job. But one way to look at this is if we go over the top trying to people please and compromise on safety and forget the most important thing is everyone goes home safe. This is a good little reminder or a moment of reflection. We'll call it that. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, no, it's very true. Don't go for perfect all the time, because especially in this line of work, lots of times perfect does not exist.
Yeah, perfect is can be interpreted very differently from the pump operator's perspective, the placers, or the supervisor that just wants to punch out of his trailer at 3:30 p.m. So none of the supervisors around here do that, of course. So
we missed the president.
We missed
Vice
the president? Did we? We missed one? Okay, well that'll be the next comment then. We did. Okay, so here's the next comment from the username is great. Vice P. Joe Biden. We won't get political here, but yeah. What do you think? You can read it, Dan. Take it away.
What I do doing walls, especially high walls, I use tape and put a band on the boomer hose 10 or 12 inches up. Color tape, then I have an idea how much hose goes inside the wall, especially on a high rise.
Yes.
That's I like that idea, but I like to see what's coming out the end of the hose, so there's only certain circumstances I would use that in.
I would agree with Dan. I'm the same way. I like to see what's coming out the end of the hose. I know filling core walls, seemingly the guys always want to drop the hose down in there. You know, the engineers in their perfect world, you can't drop the concrete more than X amount of feet, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, I think this is a great tip. I actually think it's a really good tip for pouring slabs too, because sometimes you don't always have the best direct line of sight for your hose man. You'll get placers, rakers, power screeders that might kind of intermittently step in between your sight lines between them and the hose guy. So having that tape can really help out, I think. What do you think, Dan? On slabs, would it be helpful?
Yeah, if you have it up so you know that you want that hose about a foot or 2 feet above the guy's head, whoever's running the hose, then I think that'd be ideal.
Yeah, I call it the strike zone. You kind of want that hose from about halfway up the leg, we'll use Dan as a template here, to about chest high. It's kind of where most guys want the hose. So you want to keep it in the strike zone. If you got the tape, you can keep it in the strike zone, you're good. Well, there's my little reminder there, so I don't forget things. So that's what happens when you're 44 years old and you forget stuff. You set your alarm for everything. Anyhow, okay, last comment, last one.
From Garrett.
I'll read this one.
Sure.
I'll read this one. Joining this video a little late, but here goes. I've only been pumping 7 years now, but I've had enough problem days to give a little advice to rookies. Each day is different. Don't let yesterday's bad day lead to another one today. I like that. Never let anyone rush you or push you around. Customers can be demanding, but making sure you're doing your job correctly and safely is most important. Double, if not triple, check yourself. I have terrible ADHD, as do I. Walking around the pump after setting up or before leaving the job helps me make sure I didn't forget any steps. If you don't know or understand something, ask the question and be shown. I can tell you how many boom parties I've been to because someone didn't understand how to use an emergency stroke kit or how to hook up a blowout cap, and go devil. Finally, try to have fun and embrace the anxiety. I wish it was that easy. Oh yeah, I'm a fight or flight guy. As soon as it goes sideways, it's action. Dan's opposite. Dan's Mr. Calm, Cool, and Collected.
Get her done.
Get her done. At least he's got me convinced that he is. So, okay, so here we go. I'm gonna hold the hat. Dan, grab the camera. So we'll put the names in the hat here. So remember, Randy got 2. So we've got Randy, Nathan. Ready Mix Andy. Did we read Ready Mix Andy? We did? We did, right?
I think. Let me just double check. I'm pretty
I hope
sure.
we didn't forget Ready Mix Andy.
Ready Mix Andy? No, every day is a school day. There's always something new to learn.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that one. Travis, that was Travis O'Brien. We got Randy again. We got Vice P. Joe Biden. We got New Realm. And we got Garrett. I think I'm going to, we'll mix these up really good. As good as, how do we do this? Should we shuffle them?
I'll turn them over so you don't see the names when you shuffle.
I'm going to put them in a hat anyhow. The fix is in. He's dealing from the bottom of the deck. You see, I'm so nervous, I'm shaking. I can hardly do this. This has been a long time in the making here. Okay, I'm gonna let Dan pick it. And don't just stick your hand in there. I want you to kind of flick them around a little bit. And you're not looking, right?
No, I'm looking at the camera, and you.
Is he looking, guys? Is he looking?
I don't trust your shuffling.
He has great peripheral vision. The winner is...
That's a good thing for a pump operator to have, too, is great peripheral vision.
And the winner is Dan Preeb. No, Nathan. Nathan is the winner. Nathan, you have won a Schwing 51SX. And what was Nathan's? Let's bring up Nathan's comment again, just to refresh here. Nathan's comment was no pressure.
As a pump operator, routine.
Read it one more time, Dan.
Oh, that was probably one of my favorites, actually.
Yeah.
As a pump operator, the most important thing I tell any new guy, routine. Make a routine and stick to it. Every day, same order. Never let anyone distract you when you're doing the crucial steps. Number 2 has to be standing your ground. Never let anyone push you to do something you're not 100% sure is safe. At the end of the day, safety of the machine and the crew is in your hands. Whatever you decide to do as an operator is what goes. Period. End of story. Along those lines, never let anyone rush you. Rushing is when you make the most mistakes, and complacency is a killer.
Excellent comment. That's a deserving winner. So what I'm going to say, how we're going to do this, how we're going to give this away. Nathan, I'm going to give this... What do you think? We give it a week? We'll give it till, this is going to air Wednesday of this week. We'll give it till Wednesday of next week. Nathan, reply in the comments, initiate contact, and then we'll figure out how we're going to exchange information so I can ship this this bad boy off to you. Everybody else, oh God, we got the rolling cold diesel pulling in beside us. They're gonna get smoked out. Oh yeah, just our luck. Anyhow, everybody else whose name I wrote on a decal, reach out to me in the comments, and as a consolation prize, I'll at least send you a decal. Sorry I didn't have 7 more models, but that's the way it is, and they're really expensive. So
there was a lot of good comments, though. That is for sure.
Yeah, even
getting down to these 8 was not necessarily the easiest task in the world.
It was not. There were, I think we started off with about 26 original comments is what we had to get down to 8. So
there was even some good jokes in there.
Yeah, some of the joke ones were good too. So maybe next time, I know this time was pretty safety oriented. Maybe next time we do a contest like this, maybe we'll focus more on humor or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, no, it was great. Thanks to everybody for commenting. Thanks to all the new subscribers. That was excellent. I think this overall went really well. Let us know. This time it was a Schwing 51SX. Let us know next time any ideas for prizes. Thanks to Caleb for the hat, the great hat, for mixing up the decals. And you know what's most impressive about this whole thing, this whole video?
What's that?
So we managed to read all those comments without hardly stumbling. We are like two of the most literate pump operators.
Don't tell anyone.
I mean, the bar is low. Yeah, I know. We should be primed up for office jobs. We could eat lunch here every day. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah, there we go.
Anyhow, that's it for this week, and or for this this contest, I should say. And we will do another one. I'd like to do this every 3 to 6 months. So just stay tuned. We will do something like this again. You want to say it, Dan? You know what to say.
Like, share, subscribe.
×3. Over and out.